Brodes Media.
Eagles, Vikings, Thursday night football, and I don't want to just wave the pom-poms just because I love this team. I'm not feeling really good about it due to the injury bug. It's not Kirk Cousins. It's not anything else. It really is you are missing a lot of talent. You're missing Reed Blankenship, Nakobe Dean, and James Bradbury on the defensive side. You could figure out how to operate without Kenneth Gainwell. There's a lot of talent in that running back room, so DeAndre Swift gets more looks. He gets more carries. He gets more opportunities out of the backfield. Penny gets his number called as well. But what are we doing with communication? Because two of those guys I mentioned defensively have the green star. They are the ones. They set the tone. They talk. They get everyone on the same page. That's hard to now figure out when here are some of your options. Morrow, does anyone feel good with Morrow taking a lot of snaps with Christian Ellis? Now, maybe Sean Desai can get fancy and can look at other options and possibly throw Nolan Smith into a different role so you can technically get your best talent on the field. But I don't know if, one, he's going to do that to a young player and ask him that much already. If this was year two of Nolan Smith, maybe. If he had more under his belt, possibly. At the same time, though, if you're a different cat who can be explosive and be a dog no matter what we ask you to do, maybe you do it. I don't know. I have no idea. I doubt it. I'm not betting on that, okay? Trust me. Now, speaking of betting, there is a reason why I do feel possibly good about this, and it all stems from Vegas. Here's a 6.5-point favorite at home. The last I saw it, though, when it opened up-ish, it was around 7.5, so the money I'm seeing is pushing the numbers towards Minnesota. But that's a heavy line, and I do know that I take a lot of pride in reading what the numbers tell me. If it's 7.5, 7, 6.5, 6, that screams Eagles all day. Now, I always thought that they would still win this game. It would be uncomfortable, another ugly one. They were ugly on a game one of the season with a lot of rest heading into it. Being on short rest, it probably screams this will be another recipe for, holy hell, I don't know what that was, but at least they're now 2-0 on the season. And if that is the case, one, I'm prepared for it, so maybe I won't be as disturbed as others because I sort of see it in the future. I'm trying to visualize what will happen. I do that 1-2 days before each game, before the snap. I'm picturing what I'm going to see. And really, it could be as simple as, if Jalen Hurts hits Dallas Goedert wide open, if they have some explosive plays, which were all over the field, Jalen missed it, okay? And we're not accustomed to seeing that. If he just provides what he's supposed to, then everything else goes away. It's not that hard for me. Superstars thrive. Superstars help you win. Your team wins if Jalen Hurts balls out. Right? It's just that simple. And I expect Brian Johnson to have a better day. There's no excuse on that side of the ball at all, right? Brian Flores trying to force a lot of pressure and putting guys in Jalen Hurts' face. Well, figure it out, dude. Have the counter. Get the ball out quick to somebody. Let someone else do the work. If it's Devontae, AJ, Goddard, what are the odds the first play of the game, though, is a shot to Dallas Goedert just to set the tone for the entire offense? It should be. It should be. But look at some of these names we're throwing out there. Is Edmonds getting the start over Reed Blankenship? Or I guess not really over Reed Blankenship because he's got the rib injury. Everybody's got a damn rib injury. But is it Sidney Brown? Is it a combination of both of them with Evans? It's a scary thing to think about right now. And while Darius Slay had a great day against Justin Jefferson in the past, and we saw it, it was excellent. Not many cornerbacks can have that. Can he do that again? What are the odds that you have that level of success against Justin Jefferson again? And that's no disrespect to Darius Slay, by the way. He's one of the best in the league. Justin Jefferson might be the best wide receiver ever. It is possible. I don't think I'm going out too far on a reach here that if he's not, he's in the conversation if he continues this as one of the top 3, top 2 to ever do it. Those type of weapons, they have phenomenal days against the best cornerbacks too. So how long can you shut him down? Is it every time you match up with Darius Slay? It's horrible. You can't mentally overcome what you witnessed last season and what you experienced if you're just Justin Jefferson. I just think at some point, if you have great talent on both sides, one night it's your night, the next night it's the other guy's night. Especially with this level of premier, gross skill sets. But you're playing at home. And hey, Sean Desai, you have a chance with your beefy men up front to pick apart that interior line. Make it happen. All right, so if there's deficiencies in your secondary and in your second layer there, then win where the money is made, man. Like, that's why you have those players. That's why you put a lot of stock into your first-round picks, go into your trenches, because you have a Jordan Davis who can grab you a sack. I never thought I'd make those statements. I never thought he'd make that level of impact at that part of his game this early into the new form of Jordan Davis, but we're here. And Jalen Carter, you actually witnessed a next-gen stat fly around Twitter that in regards to having some of the fastest time getting off the line there, it's Milton Williams, it's Fletcher Cox, it's some of your big pieces, man. And you can get to Kirk Cousins and wreak havoc for sure prior to mistakes being made with lack of communication or a lack of skill in your secondaries. So you have a game plan. There is a blueprint that's still there even with the deficiencies. Just to be clear, I think they win this game. And the line makes me feel better about it. Sometimes I do let it influence me, maybe more than it should, especially early in a season because you don't have as much data and information on this year's Eagles, on this year's Vikings. It's not the same exact team as last year. Trust me, game one will tell us that. At least not this time of the season, of course. I do have that aspirations that we get back there. I do believe at some point they do mesh into a championship caliber team. It takes knocking the rust off, though. There's no excuses for Brian Johnson at all. NFL. The NFL Twitter account. I screenshotted it because we're just not accustomed to seeing this. Jalen Hurts was under pressure on 38.9% of his pass attempts last week, including 3 sacks. Sorry, that wasn't NFL. That was NFL Network. Dude, in what world? When do we ever see that out of this team? When is that ever the identity of this offense? Not holding up on the offensive line. So let's go. Come on, man. Let's give Jalen Hurts a cleaner opportunity out there, even though he needs to scan the field better too.